What if you could send money to anyone in the world without needing a bank and have it be completely secure and transparent? This is the promise of Bitcoin, a digital currency that's been making headlines for years. But for many of us, it remains a bit of a mystery. Imagine being able to transfer funds to a friend or family member on the other side of the globe without having to go through an intermediary like a bank or a payment processor. And here's the surprising part. This transaction would be recorded on a public ledger called a blockchain, which is maintained by a network of computers around the world rather than a single central authority. But how does this actually work? How can you be sure that your transaction is secure and that the ledger is accurate? To understand the answer, let's take a step back and look at the basics of how Bitcoin operates. It's a complex system, but at its core, it's based on some simple principles. And by the end of this explanation, you'll have a clear understanding of how Bitcoin actually works. So let's dive in and explore the world of Bitcoin and see how it's changing the way we think about money. Vocabulary: blockchain, cryptocurrency, ledger, transparency. What if you had a digital ledger book where every transaction was recorded and linked to the previous one, creating a chain of blocks, which is where the term blockchain comes from? This isn't just any ledger, though. It's a digital record of every single Bitcoin transaction that has ever happened. Imagine taking a piece of paper and writing down every time someone sent or received Bitcoin, and then stapling that piece of paper to the previous one, creating a long chain. That's basically what the blockchain is, but instead of paper, it's digital, and it's not stored in one place. It's distributed across thousands of computers all around the world. And here's the surprising part. This ledger isn't maintained by a single central authority, like a bank or a government. Instead, it's maintained by all those thousands of computers, working together to ensure that every transaction is legitimate and that the ledger is accurate. This decentralized system is what makes the blockchain so secure and trustworthy. It's like having a digital bookkeeping system that's checked and balanced by a huge network of accountants, all working together in real time. This not only prevents fraud, but also ensures that once a transaction is recorded, it can't be altered or deleted. So, how do all these computers work together to maintain the blockchain? That's what we'll explore next. Vocabulary: blockchain, decentralized, ledger, transactions, computers. So, how do new transactions get added to this blockchain? And who ensures that everyone agrees on the state of the ledger? This is where the process of mining comes in, a crucial part of how Bitcoin actually works. Think of it like a digital factory where powerful computers, known as miners, compete to solve extremely complex math problems. The first miner to solve the problem gets to add a new block of transactions to the blockchain. And here's the surprising part. As a reward for their work, they're given brand new Bitcoins. This process not only secures the network by validating transactions, but also controls the supply of new Bitcoins, ensuring that the total number of Bitcoins in circulation will never exceed 21 million. The math problems are so complex that they require massive amounts of computational power, which is why miners often work together in pools, sharing resources and rewards. And here's another key point. The validation process isn't just about solving math problems. It's also about ensuring that the transactions within a block are legitimate and follow the rules of the network. By understanding how mining works, we can see how Bitcoin maintains its integrity and trustworthiness without relying on a central authority. This process is the backbone of Bitcoin's operation, and understanding it is crucial to grasping the broader implications of how this cryptocurrency functions. Now that we've explored the mining process, let's dive deeper into how this affects the overall ecosystem of Bitcoin. Vocabulary: blockchain, miners, cryptography, decentralization. But mining isn't the only crucial role in the Bitcoin network. There are also nodes, which are like the librarians of the blockchain, ensuring that everyone has the same version of the ledger and preventing anyone from altering past transactions. Imagine you have a very important book that needs to be shared among many people. This book is our blockchain, every transaction recorded inside it. Without proper management, someone could try to change the story in this book, which would make it unreliable. Nodes are like the librarians who keep copies of this book and make sure no one can alter its pages. Each node checks every new transaction that comes into the network against all previous transactions. If everything checks out, they add the new page, transaction, to their copy of the book, blockchain. Now, here's the key part. Because there are many nodes distributed around the world, it's nearly impossible for anyone to change a past transaction without being caught. This decentralized system is what gives Bitcoin its security and trustworthiness. So, while miners are busy solving complex mathematical puzzles to add new blocks to the chain, nodes are constantly verifying and maintaining the integrity of the entire network. Together, they form an incredibly robust system that makes Bitcoin resistant to tampering. What happens when you want to send Bitcoin to someone else? How does the network actually process that transaction? Let's break it down. Imagine you're sending an email to a friend. You type in their email address, add a message, and hit send. It's similar with Bitcoin, but instead of a message, you're sending a certain amount of Bitcoins to your friend's unique Bitcoin address. This address is like a digital mailbox where your friend can receive Bitcoins. Just like how email uses a network of servers to route your message to the right inbox, Bitcoin uses a network of nodes to verify and process transactions. But here's the part most people don't know. When you send a Bitcoin transaction, it's not instantly confirmed. It's more like sending a letter that needs to be verified by multiple post offices along the way. And once those post offices or nodes have verified the transaction, it gets added to a public ledger called the blockchain, which is like a digital bookkeeping system that keeps track of all Bitcoin transactions. And here's the surprising part. Once a transaction is confirmed and added to the blockchain, it's irreversible. It's set in stone. You can't just unsend a Bitcoin transaction like you can with an email. This is what makes Bitcoin transactions so secure. They're permanent and transparent, and that's what gives users trust in the network. Now, let's dive deeper into how this verification process works and what it means for the security of the Bitcoin network. Vocabulary: blockchain, nodes, irreversible, transactions, addresses. So, what is the underlying mechanism that makes Bitcoin tick? To put it simply, Bitcoin works through a decentralized network of computers, using a digital ledger called the blockchain and secured by a process of mining and validation. Think of it like a digital bookkeeping system, where transactions are recorded and verified by a network of computers around the world, rather than a single central authority. And here's the surprising part. This decentralized network is what gives Bitcoin its security and transparency. The blockchain is like a transparent ledger, where all transactions are recorded and can be seen by anyone, and the mining process is what helps to secure the network and verify transactions. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Bitcoin is not just a digital currency, but a whole new way of thinking about money and transactions. It's a system that allows for peer-to-peer transactions, without the need for intermediaries like banks. And the best part is, it's open source, meaning that anyone can review and contribute to the code. So, to summarize, Bitcoin works through a decentralized network of computers, using a digital ledger called the blockchain and secured by a process of mining and validation. And now you know the basics of how Bitcoin actually works. If you want to learn more about the world of cryptocurrency and finance, consider subscribing to our channel for more explanatory content. We'll be breaking down complex topics into simple, easy-to-understand explanations, so you can stay ahead of the curve. Vocabulary: blockchain, decentralized, cryptocurrency, transparency.